Hello, as it's the last video of 2024, today I thought I'd pick out the most viral recipes this year and cook them for Mrs. B as the independent adjudicator to determine if they're actually nice or a little bit bizarre. Right, let's go with the first one. And the first one is carrot salad. Not just any carrot salad, this is raw carrot salad. I think it would be a bit bizarre if it was cooked actually, but this sounds absolutely delicious. I've got 3 carrots here. This is the first one that's given a little bit of a wash and we're gonna use Mrs. B's hack that she showed me the other day for grating. So you do it like that and then the carrot will fall in there, which is quite cool because it ends up being like a bit of a carrot carry case. Oh, do you know what? I prefer it that way, sorry. So this was grated, but if you wanted, you could julienne it, or you could just ribbon it with a peeler into nice thin bands, completely up to you. I don't have a pet rabbit right now, but I'd imagine if I did, that would be like the ultimate tease, like, go on. Well, let's just slice up these spring onions because the rest is just literally dumping it all in. Yeah, this is a nice sort of start, actually. There is one recipe particularly that I'm not gonna like, I know that. Well, it might surprise me, you never know. Okay, so in goes some sesame oil, some rice vinegar, soy sauce, some honey, a lime. It just looks like a pile of carrot from afar, but honestly, the smell and the flavors in there is phenomenal. Now we can let this marinate for a little bit if we want, but everything's nice and cold and fresh, so I think we're just gonna garnish it and see what Mrs. B thinks of this one straight up. I mean, most things with honey and soy sauce in and lime is gonna be good, right? But this was one of the most popular recipes of this year. Yet again, strawberries dipped in chocolate was right up there. I still don't get that. I mean, I get it because it's strawberries dipped in chocolate, but like, it's just so simple, right? So what we do is garnish it with some spring onion and then finish with some sesame seeds all over. That looks positively gourmet. The only thing that I think that I would quite like is like an extra bit of like the soy sauce and honey mixed over to pour over as a glaze. Right. Let's see what Mrs. B thinks.
That looks very healthy.
It is, isn't it? Look, that is a raw carrot salad. Look at the vibrancy on it.
It looks delicious.
And you had no idea I was making this?
I didn't.
Could have been anything. Chocolate covered potatoes?
That wouldn't surprise me.
There's sesame oil in there and I like it because you're my guinea pig right now. The irony that you're a guinea pig eating sort of what a guinea pig would like.
That's good.
Yeah?
That's really nice. You can really taste the soy sauce and the sesame seeds.
Mmm.
There's soy sauce in that, right?
Mmm.
Yeah.
Taste of lime?
No.
Great.
Maybe it's at the bottom.
I think it's weird when you know what you put in it. I can taste the lime and the soy, definitely. The soy stands out, the lime. The sesame really does give it kick. I'd like to have toasted those actually, I think.
Oh. I'm not keen on the raw onions, spring onions.
Right, okay.
Apart from that, it's delicious.
Well, that's not a bad start. Right, time for number 2.
Oh, what else have you got planned for me?
You can make this one with me if you want.
Okay.
Korean strawberry milk. When I say that to you, like what are you visualizing?
Spicy milkshake.
Ooh. Oh, I see where you're going with that, like a hot sauce kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. I'm sort of visualizing more like a bubble tea vibe. There's some sort of crazy... No, it's neither of those. It's actually more of a like a jam milkshake in a way. We kind of make a puree. We've got 250 grams of strawberries here. We need 200, but I reckon by the time we hold them, hopefully that should be enough, okay? So we just got a hull. Now, we could just let it be big and chunky like that, but I'm gonna just halve it again and again into kind of like little chunks, okay? Kind of like tiny strawberries. We've got to reserve 3 of them, okay? Because they've got to stay in their chunky state.
Okay.
Which is kind of like me on Christmas Day.
Good job you said that as I got to the last 3.
Right, Mrs. B, why did you not hold these?
Because you said they needed to be left in their natural state.
No. So for clarity, we do still need these cubed, but they needed to just be to one side.
Oh, I see.
I should have just said to one side, sorry.
Yes.
The others, mate, can you put them in the blender?
You've put the knife there as a divider.
Yeah, literally, we need to get, it's literally just for texture. And in fact, to be fair, I don't know if it even matters. Just for clarification, this is what we are trying to make. This was super, super viral. But yeah, strawberries need a bit of enhancement. In here goes some sugar. Look, Mrs. B. Oh my gosh. Vanilla extract, a little drop of that.
Literally a little drop.
Literally a smidgen. Oh, but it's potent though, smell that. And then a little bit of water just to get it going. That helped dissolve the sugar. Obviously, strawberries should have a little bit of natural fluid in there anyway. It's time to whizzy, whizzy, whizzy. And this thing is gonna get used for another recipe in a bit, which is a little bit weird. I think you're gonna love that one though. I'm generally freaked out by it. And now we've got to warm it up.
Oh.
Yeah, jam styley. Look how vibrant this is.
Oh, wow.
So smooth as well. Wow. But this basically that is going to glorify with the milk and make it look kind of funky.
Ooh.
Okay. Here are the other strawberries then. So in they go. If we just stir that through. So you can see it's thickening up there. Just about an extra minute of that being in there. Woo! That's steaming. Like, you're kind of going for like more of a syrup vibe rather than a jam.
Okay.
Jam would be good though, right?
Does remind me of jam.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should have just got a jar of jam and saved us a lot of time. We need to get this to cool down, and it actually will cool down quite quick, but not only to room temperature, we've got to chill it for half an hour, but obviously you stick that in the fridge right now, it might really upset some other things in there. People have been raving about this, they think it's good, and you can do it with like blueberries and stuff as well.
Oh, nice.
So this is nice and chilled now. What you can do is just like dollop it in the bottom, or I've got some teaspoons here if we want. We can sort of try and like swirl it in the glass and make it like a bit more funky.
Oh, okay.
Just to give it a bit of like character, I guess. One thing that those 3 strawberries, they should have been sliced thinner ideally, otherwise you're gonna need a scaffold pole for a straw based on the size I've sliced them. So if so basically, like, you know, they want to be like nice and thin, so you still get the chunkiness, but if you're going to drink for a straw, that the strawberry would go up through it. So we'll just not use a straw. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Really? I thought it just looked like a bit of a mess.
No, because what's going to happen is you can still put some more in. So if you dollop a little bit at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
You can actually add the milk in first and do it the other way. Oh, wow.
Is that cool?
Yeah. Oh, I see what it does. The syrup's staying to the side.
Oh, that looks cool.
It does, doesn't it?
I like it in the wine glass.
Yeah, it does look way more sophisticated than mine.
Ka-ching.
Ching. Right. Korean strawberry milk with the syrup floating in it. I feel like I might just stir mine to agitate it a little bit to blend those flavours in. Otherwise it is right now still just milk. I hated that at first.
Did you?
But then, all of a sudden, it sort of kicked in and does taste all right.
It does. I quite like it. It's like a sophisticated strawberry milkshake.
Yeah, it does feel like one of those budget ones you get in a cafe, but like ramped up with the actual syrup chunkiness and the strawberry too.
Yeah.
It's actually all right.
I quite like it.
I think compared to the carrot salad thing, that is way better and was a lot quicker to make because you're waiting for the chilling. But it's quite fun looking, isn't it? Like, you got to get a piece of strawberry in there. That like kind of gives it a taste explosion. I think that's what really helps it.
Oh, I quite like that, the different texture.
Yeah, that really helps. I think if
That
anything, like obviously I should have chopped them slightly thinner, but maybe even more in there. But even the milk has actually been flavoured really nicely.
It has.
It's not just, the first taste I had, I was like, oh no, but then the flavours really build.
I like it.
That's all right.
It's nicer than that powdered strawberry milkshake you'd have as a kid.
Yes. All right, that's okay. I think carrot salad is still
Yeah.
third one. Lasagna soup. So while Mrs. B is off enjoying her strawberry milkshake, those little pockets of strawberry burst explosions of flavour then. We're gonna make a lasagna soup. This looks phenomenal. There's a little bit of work involved, even uses actual lasagna sheets too. But I think once we get it all in the pan, it will do all the work for us. So let's get going. Oil, a whole onion that I diced up just a moment ago. So down here, the scene of where we were cooking the strawberries a moment ago, just start to get this onion going. Here I've just weighed out 200 grams of lasagna sheets. And this is actually like quite a fun thing. We've just kind of got, I'm gonna call this the credit card step. Apparently we just snap it into little pieces like that. Wow, that just flew across the floor. But even pieces like that, I'm gonna put it in there, but ideally try and get it like fair. I mean, that's not really a credit card, is it? That was definitely the wrong term. Shard. We are sharding the lasagna sheets. I kind of want to karate chop it. Oh, that is lethal, look at that. So that's been cooking away for about 5 minutes on a medium-low heat. We're just adding in a little bit of garlic now. So we're not really browning the onions, we're just trying to get them translucent, which we're nearly there. In this bowl right here, I have got a mixture of beef mince and also some Italian sausage. But if you haven't got that, you could just use pork mince. Obviously, I'm not doing this over the heat. I wanted to show you this a little bit easier. Some salt, pepper, and now let's cook that through. So there we go, back on the hob. We're gonna brown that meat through, but as you stir it, break it down into smaller pieces. There was quite a lot of seasoning in the Italian sausage anyway, so if you're just using pork mince, maybe put some like herbs or maybe some chili flakes in it, something to give it like a little bit of punch. I mean, it probably looks quite bland, but the flavouring in that sausage, it smells incredible. So all the meat is lightly browned, but this is where this really takes it up a notch. So here is some chicken stock. This is a whole jar of passata, so a nice herby tomato sauce. I'm intentionally not mixing it straight away because I want to sort of show the colours coming together as one. Look at that. Oh, double cream. Come on. And obviously it's very fluidy, but that's what we want because we've still got those broken lasagna shards that need to go in here. Look at this. I think Mrs. B is going to like this one. And I think the cool thing is, like, if you haven't got lasagna sheets lying around the house, and we did, they're everywhere. But like if you had spaghetti, rather than making the lasagna soup, you could just basically, well, the step we're about to do, just shove spaghetti in instead and have, well, spaghetti meatball soup. That sounds really good. I know it's lasagna in the loosest terms, and there is some cheese going in there, but not quite yet. But look, we've got that gentle bubble on there. Let's pour those lasagna sheets in. They normally take about 15 minutes to cook, and that is what we do. Keep simmering it. It should keep reducing down like it has. That will soften up those lasagna sheets, and then we can finish it off. 15 minutes for me seems to have worked to charm, but there's a cheesy step missing. Boom! So now I've got some mozzarella. I'm gonna need a little bit of that for our final recipe, which I don't know if I'm gonna like that, and that's just really a sort of filling. That's all I'm gonna say right now. But we're just putting in little blobs. Homemade mozzarella is still one of the most fun things I have ever done. If you've never done it, it sounds so like daunting, but genuinely it's really fun. And it tastes so much better as well. But this is not the only cheese. It needs more cheese, so we're grating on some parmesan right on top. Like, part of me is like, oh, is it really lasagna, like without the bechamel? But hey, I am not upset about this whatsoever. Little shimmy of basil. I'll stir this through, and let's get Mrs. B, see what she thinks. I think this is one of these recipes where I don't even need to tell you what this is going to taste like. You can just proper comfort food. Lasagna soup.
Wow, it actually smells amazing. I've come back in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was like, where have you gone? And all of a sudden, like,
what's that smell? That's amazing.
The suspense was killing me then.
That is like some kind of upside down lasagna.
Does it taste like lasagna generally?
Yeah, no, not upside down, inside out.
Ooh.
Inside out lasagna.
Oh.
It's good, right?
Oh, that's good.
Very nice.
That does taste like a lasagna, doesn't it?
It does.
Actually, I love how softened that meat has gone.
Yeah.
It's really tender.
I love all the cheese in it.
Yeah, there's quite a bit in there.
I can tell.
And the pasta has kind of like ribboned and gone really delicate and soft, and
yeah.
I think 15 minutes was just enough. If you overcook it and it goes all mushy, that would be like really disappointing. I think you could use other pasta as well in there, but it just works really well. That is absolutely delicious.
That's so nice.
And the ingredients, like I say, at first really did put me off. There was quite a lot, but half of it was like pasta, tomato sauce.
Cheese.
Like, cheese, yeah, the stuff that we've generally normally got. Like those lasagna sheets, I think they've been in the house for about 8 months. I think that's my favourite.
This is my favourite. You got one more to go though.
Yeah.
Oh great. Is this a weird one?
Cottage cheese wraps. Now this is my last recipe of 2024, so thank you so much for the support this year. Remember, I take a couple of weeks break in January every year just to take a break from social media and actually work on a few little bits. Very exciting times. So again, thank you so much. This last one, cottage cheese wraps. Now you might remember the recent hacks video we did with Mrs. B where we attempted to make porridge tortillas by whizzing up porridge oats, so oat tortillas. Now, I was very confused by this, but this tray is here because we're basically gonna make a cottage cheese. I'm not a massive fan of that, but I think Mrs. B doesn't mind it. We're gonna make a wrap, and then you can put in any fillings you want. So a little bit like our porridge tortilla, we're kind of making a cottage cheese one. Let's make that batter. So our lovely tub is back that helped us make that strawberry syrup earlier. Here is the cottage cheese. It's quite a pungent smell, actually. It's quite ironic. I did the pecan pie video the other day and I was saying how if you want to add egg to something, I mean, that's a really good way. It's quite a good motto in life, really. Just add an egg to anything for stability. I'm not suggesting if you're a gymnast when you're on a balance beam that you carry an egg in your pocket, but you know what I mean. it really does help to bind things together and give it structure. So there we go, an egg going in with our cottage cheese. It looks like something that Rocky would drink. Salt, and this is some mixed herbs. So all of that in there. And this gets whizzed up. I guess it's the egg breaking down and mixing it through that should make it slightly pourable apparently, but I can't quite see it yet. There's only one way to find out. Glenda the blender. For the last time in 2024, and possibly ever, I might need to upgrade it. At first it was a bit like, I don't know if you heard the difference in the sound, it was a bit like, oh no. And then all of a sudden it just went, yeah, here we go. We are making cottage cheese batter, and that looks very pourable. This is my last recipe of the year. I'm getting emotional. Well, I think if this year was about anything for me, it was about the year of the air fryer. We've done quite a few videos on that, and I think you guys have enjoyed it. I don't know if we'll do quite so many next year. I've got a few ideas for some other appliances actually. But ironically, I just thought I'd use the air fryer spray oil. We haven't been using it that much. Let's see. Because apparently we want to spread this out as thin as we can. Ooh. It just smells like a really confused herby yogurt at the moment. I mean, I don't know if it's going to puff up or anything, but obviously the egg in there, which is now split between all of this, should help. I guess kind of like omelette it, isn't it? We're making a confused cheesy white omelette. And there are little bubbles just appearing right here now. I think it's just trying to escape. So let's wait for that oven and get it in there. It smells very sour. However, what we're looking for is going in there for about half an hour. We want to get it lightly browned on the top, which should still set it and ultimately be able to peel it off of our tray. Let's find out and then we fill it. That's basically it, but it's so weird. Porridge tortilla made me feel way more comfortable. Oh, folks, the last recipe of the year, and have we finished with a bit of a fail? It's a very mixed medley of colour. I don't know if you can see that there. It's browning around the edges, almost to the point where it's very close to burning. In the middle, there's light patches of brown, and I think we'll stick with that. And that was only 25 minutes. Let me show you. Do you see what I mean? It's lightly browned here. There's a tiny crack there. I'm not going to touch it. It does look like it wants to come away, but if I left it much longer, these bits here particularly, were probably going to turn to charcoal. It still smells a bit sour and slightly herby. I mean, my gut feeling is possibly some of the oil might have gone to the corners and like really cooked it faster. But again, it could surprise me. You never know. What's that?
Cheese?
No, that's a wrap. Wait, get it? That's a wrap. That is, yeah, cottage cheese wrap, mate. I have managed to lift it around the edges, and it does, look, if I just come like this, it does lift off. Look at this.
Ooh.
It wants to break at one little point. The only, oh, look at that. That looks amazing. The only problem is, my seal pat's still stuck to the bottom of it, so if we just turn it over like that.
Oh, there you go.
And hopefully, it should just come off. Oh, here we go, look, 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 look.
Oh, amazing.
There is one side that's slightly more, shall we say, well done than the other, and I think we can just see it there. I am willing to have that side for the sake that it might taste slightly less cheesy. Okay?
You hope it's burnt the cheese away?
Yeah.
This actually smells really nice.
It smells angry and confused. Oh, look at the colour on that. That should be the outside. Yes, this is the inside.
Okay.
Just get some fillings, like this. Hey, so I've got some rocket salad that I've washed, some char-grilled peppers, got some avocado and that mozzarella that we didn't put fully into that soup earlier, which was, let's just say, absolutely outstanding, wasn't it?
It was delicious.
Oh my God, this is,
This looks really nice.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think I've like, definitely got more flavour here. Oh no, mine's snapping.
I think you just have to roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to roll, but mate, mine's like gone all like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, it's so delicate. Oh no.
Oh, no, I've still got something.
No.
Look, look at this.
Me too. Oh no, oh no.
Oh, it's so flimsy. It's so flimsy.
Oh no, it's breaking as I...
Oh no, that'll do. Yours will do. Yours,
Okay.
At least yours isn't like completely shed like that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, look, I've never seen someone look so comfortable with a wrap before. Come on, mate.
I can't. If I move, it might break.
Come on.
Uh,
Let's go. How is it? Good? Those fillings look amazing. Just a shame about the wrap, or?
You'd hate this.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to try it.
It's very cheesy. It's very strong.
Oh, has it drawn out more flavour out of it? Oh, I'm going to just try a piece of the blooming thing.
Just try it.
Oh my God, that's awful. Oh.
It's nice with the peppers.
No, it's not. It's like self-cottage cheesing again in my mouth. You're like rehydrating it. It's becoming tiny little clumps of it. Oh. Oh. My last recipe of the year, and we've ended with something absolutely atrocious, mate. Well, you like it. Is it growing on you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly much of a wrap though, is it?
No.
I used the same size pan, it said, the same amounts.
I like it with everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it should be, right? Maybe I like the burnt end like that. Yeah, that doesn't taste of cheese at all. That just tastes like the bottom of a really old oven. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh.
I actually quite like this.
Good. There's plenty to go around, mate. Well, Mrs. B, if you had to rank those 4 best recipes of 2024, apparently, that one a little bit controversial. What was your favourite?
The lasagna soup.
I would agree. Second?
Carrot.
I would agree. Third?
This.
No. Really?
Yeah.
The milk third. This, crikey, I don't know if even Boston would eat that. He would eat that.
He would. He'd eat anything.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all the support in 2024. Some very interesting trending recipes there. Don't forget, I've done loads of other ones like that over the years, like TikTok ones, viral trends and things. I think one of my favourite ones out of all of them was the cucumber salad in a jar. That was so good. I've never wanted to eat cucumber so much in my life. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I gotta say, that soup was absolutely phenomenal. That's like worthwhile of doing the video on its own. So thank you so much for the support in 2024, whether you've been watching for years or just found the channel. Mrs. B, any final thoughts?
Thank you, and I hope you have a good 2025.
Ooh, nice.
2025.
Yeah. Be like flying cars and cottage cheese wraps and stuff. See ya. It's been a great year. We've had some really interesting recipes and videos, and genuinely without your support, it could not be possible. So I do wish you the best 2025. I hope you've had a lovely festive season, and I will see you in January. I don't know the exact date, but I'll see you in January.